So, what I want to share with you is that I don't know how many of you noticed that on the last video I did, not the tooth care one, but the one prior to that, I said 100% raw, but not 100% raw vegan. And that's because I wasn't vegan. So what I want to share with you is this. In the days leading up to that, I'd been working very hard. I'd also pushed some of my regeneration practices quite hard. And I haven't shared with you what those are yet, but that's another topic because it'll be quite detailed. And I was feeling quite taxed in my body. I was getting lots of sleep, as much sleep as I could, but I was still feeling like I needed more. And I was actually increasing the intake of bananas. And the bananas aren't that big, they're about that big, they're sugar bananas. And they're very rich here because they're grown naturally here on the property. Awesome. You know, I wonder how I can eat bananas anywhere else. But, so I was eating about 6 of those a day, and eventually it got to a point where I just couldn't eat anymore. My body actually was starting to reject them. And I wasn't just eating 6 bananas a day, I was eating all this other fruit as well. And I had coconut, and I was having salad, and there was avocado in the salad. But, I couldn't get any more in. Now what happened, Dr. Fielder managed to get some raw cow's milk. So we have a cow here on the property, on the 300-acre property. It's free range, free pastured. She gets lots of love and attention. She has a calf, and so she gets to feed her calf as much as the calf wants, and the surplus milk is taken off and it's shared amongst the families here living on this land. And she's a very happy cow, and she's given everything that she could possibly ask for. And she's allowed to raise her calf. And the calf's been feeding on her mother's milk now for about 6 months. And she wasn't artificially inseminated either. She was, put into pasture with the bull. So, that's a fairly humanely treated animal, ethically treated animal that's allowed to live who would otherwise be hamburger meat somewhere else, or cruelly treated somewhere else. And she's got a life, and she's got her calf, and she shares her milk with humans. So, I'm pretty happy with the vibration of that milk, if you want to say. So we got that milk, and we put it in big glass flagons, and we let it ferment over 2 days it was, and then we poured it out into a muslin bag, and in this case it was just a pillowcase, and allowed it to separate, the whey to separate, and the cheese was left behind. And the cheese was fairly soft because we kept a bit of moisture in there. And I had some of the whey, which is very salty, and I'll share, I think on another video, some of the nutritional aspects of the whey. But it was very salty, and which tasted great. And we also had the cheese. So over the course of the next 3 or 4 days, I had not much. It was only about 3 ordinary spoonfuls of that soft curded cheese, almost like a cottage cheese, mixed in with my salad. And while I was doing that, I actually took the avocado right down. And there was no nuts either. I took the avocado right down and no nuts because it just would have been too much. But 3 spoonfuls of that mixed in with my salad, which was lettuce, cucumber and tomato. And we also had no dates mixed in with that as well. So took out the dates, took out the nuts, took out the avocado, otherwise it would have been too much for the body to deal with. And just mixed them with the salad. And that was great. The first day I harmonized more with the whey and not so much with the cheese. But the next 2, 3, second, third and fourth day I harmonized more with the cheese, mainly because the whey was best when it was directly fresh. Then we discarded it. The next day it wasn't so great, we discarded it. But the cheese and that was kept in the fridge after it was made. And for the next few days, the cheese was great, and I just really loved it. I loved the cheese. And it was 100% raw. And I think my body really responded well. Now, we haven't got any more cheese or cow's milk again because it's shared amongst a number of families. And of course, the calf gets priority. So there's not a lot to go around. And I don't know if we'll get some more. So we'll see. But, so for the last several days, that was about day 54, 55. For the last several days, I've been back on a 100% vegan diet. So no animal products. So you can see I'm predominantly vegan. If there's anyone who wants to get upset and think, well, I'm not vegan, well, You know, I'm predominantly vegan. And this is what I talked about in my last video, is that what we can conceive and what we can achieve, I think, is possible if the mind is prepared to accept and move in that direction. But it's not necessarily going to be a straight line motion. You know, it's you've got to keep working at it, and you've got to pay very close attention to what's happening within you and listen to your body. Whatever it's asking you to do it. But I do believe you have to eat naturally and whole foods, and as close to natural whole foods as possible. And raw foods at that. Otherwise, you're going to find it hard to be truly getting accurate sense impressions and sense data and instinctive impulses and intuitive impulses about what it is the body's really asking for. So that's something to pay attention to. Remember, when you eat naturally, you know, they've got to pass the test of the senses. It's got to look good, it's got to smell good, and then it's got to taste good to you. And sometimes you've also just got to listen to your intuitive feelings, you know, what to include or what not to include. So, you know, how your food is grown, you know, the mineral content of your food, what other problems you might be having in your body. If you have problems with your digestive system, so you have problems with the breaking down of food or the absorption, assimilation of food, then, you know, you're going to have to juggle that until your body can adjust and come to a point where it's able to do those things, you know, absorb, digest and assimilate those foods. So it's a journey. Enjoy the journey, and you know, don't judge yourself for where you are. You know, and I don't judge. You know, if you're a meat eater, if you want to eat meat, if that's what's working for you, you know, I don't judge you. If you're not vegan, if you're not raw, you know, this is just information. And so we're putting that information. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get out of the sun so that I'm not whited out. You know, it's a journey. And I don't judge people for where they are. And, you know, I'm an adventurer and I'm an explorer. So, you know, from my martial artist days, my bodybuilding days, you know, I've been a personal trainer and I'm a health and fitness consultant. And a lifestyle consultant. And I work with many people suffering from many things, you know, just weight loss, from depression, working with people who've had cancer and undergoing treatment. Successfully seen people through, you know, suffering from things like hypertension, so that's high blood pressure, high blood sugar levels, high cholesterol, and even Crohn's disease. So, you know, chronic autoimmune disease, that, you know, problem that affects the digestive tract and in other areas of the body. You know, and these people successfully came off medication. So, you know, there's a lot of wisdom in the body, and there's a lot of things to pay attention to. And it's not just diet, there's more factors than diet as well. But I had to be honest and share with people where I am and the journey that I'm under. And just to let them know that it's not a straight line. You're going to move around a bit, and it's okay. It's okay if you have to do that. You know, I don't beat myself up. But what I want is the truth. And you know, so be prepared to get it, you know, regardless of what you believe or what you feel. And go ahead and post below if you disagree. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I've been going through some fairly hard emotional stuff at the moment. I'm not going to share that now, but stay tuned, and I'll share that shortly. Okay, thank you, have fun, bye-bye.